Have you ever asked yourself what causes a decent person to cross the line? How can a gentle father become the source of pain? Or a caring friend end up inflicting harm? Is it a flaw buried in the soul? A darkness always lurking? Or is it the setting that shapes them, the surroundings, the force of the system? This haunting dilemma lies at the center of the Lucifer Effect. A study beneath Stanford's campus peeled back the layers, revealing just how fragile the boundary between virtue and cruelty can be. History's darkest acts weren't carried out by mythical beasts. They were done by ordinary hands, mothers, sons, colleagues, people who thought they were doing what was necessary or just obeying command. This isn't a tale of monsters. It's a mirror, reflecting our own capacity for compassion and for destruction, for brilliance and darkness, and how swiftly we can become what we fear. In 1971, psychologist Philip Zimbardo transformed a Stanford basement into a simulated prison. 24 stable, ordinary students were chosen. Half became guards, the rest, inmates. The experiment was meant to run for 2 weeks. It quickly descended into chaos. Guards embraced cruelty. Prisoners crumbled under pressure. And Zimbardo himself, the architect, was pulled into the very illusion he built. No one commanded the guards to abuse. They drifted there by choice. Their roles swallowed their empathy. And the inmates? They gave in, not out of weakness, but because the structure was overpowering. It ended after only 6 days, but its lesson echoed loudly. Even the best of us can fall. If the system invites the fall, this is the chilling force of context, uniforms, titles, rules, and the phrase, "I was only obeying." Evil doesn't always shout. It doesn't knock before it enters. Sometimes it whispers. A small push, a disguise, a part we play, until we forget it's a performance. The most frightening monsters aren't out there. They're within, awaken the moment we stop questioning. And here, Zimbardo's truth sharpens. The darkness lives in all of us. Not just them, not just the guards or the guilty, but us, me, and you. The boundary between good and evil isn't etched in stone. It runs through the heart, and it shifts. The question isn't, could I become that? It's, when might I? Power does more than corrupt. It exposes. It peels back the mask we wear, dissolving the illusion of virtue. And beneath it all stands the unguarded self, naked and true. Zimbardo's challenge isn't to study evil. It's to meet its gaze in our own reflection. He reminds us, monsters are not born. They are crafted by structures unseen, by silence we justify, by moments we never imagined would call our name. If evil is born of circumstance, then so is virtue. Within us lies the seed of both. A truth as haunting as it is filled with hope, because it means we aren't condemned to be either heroes or villains. We're not fated to sainthood or savagery. We're simply human. And in that truth lies our power to choose again and again. We can choose to speak out against cruelty, even when silence feels safer. We can choose to recognize humanity in others, even when we're told they're unworthy of it. We can choose kindness, justice, and courage, especially when the world dares us to turn away. The Lucifer Effect calls us to introspection, to face the parts within us that might obey, conform, or submit, regardless of the consequences. And in facing them, we reclaim something vital, our agency, our liberty, our shared humanity. This sobering truth shows that evil isn't some outside force, but a shadow lurking inside each of us. The battle against it starts with the bravery to face ourselves honestly and declare, I am accountable. The next time you stand at a crossroads, whether the decision is major or minor, remember you possess the power to be the hero in your own life. It's less about being flawless and more about staying committed, about opting for good, especially when it's difficult and no one else sees. Philip Zimbardo's The Lucifer Effect pushes us to confront the uncomfortable reality that the boundary between good and evil is ever shifting. It calls on us to stay alert, challenge those in power, take ownership of our actions, and reject the dangerous ease of dehumanizing others or hiding cruelty behind soft words. For inside every person dwells both shadow and brightness, and it's our choice which one we feed. More than just an exploration of human darkness, this book is a wake-up call. It shows that cruelty's potential lives within us all, but so does the power to be heroic. By grasping these psychological forces, we unlock the ability to decide our direction with awareness, instead of being carried away by the tides of situation. The boundary between good and evil isn't set in stone. It moves with the decisions we take and the circumstances we encounter. Zimbardo's research compels us to face this uncomfortable reality. The shadow within us all can emerge, and only by staying alert and owning our choices can we move toward the light. You aren't merely a spectator in your own life. You hold the power to resist, to take action, and to become the hero of your story. This isn't some distant ideal. It's essential in a world where moral boundaries are always challenged. Awareness of these forces arms you with the means to fight back against the darkness. So, where do you find yourself? Are you willing to embrace the light when shadows close in? Are you ready to step up when others hold back? Ultimately, it's not only about steering clear of evil. It's about deliberately choosing good. Let's sum it up. The Lucifer Effect by Zimbardo isn't merely a study of humanity's darker side. It's a rallying cry. It urges every one of us to face the darkness inside and make the conscious decision to choose good. The circumstances you face will challenge you, nudging you closer to that blurry border between good and evil. Yet, it's precisely in these moments of trial that your real character shines through. Keep in mind the truths we've uncovered: obedience to authority, shedding personal responsibility, dehumanizing others, and the alluring use of sanitized language can all steer you toward darkness. Yet, never forget that inside you rests the strength to resist, to challenge, and to act with courage, even when everything seems against you. Being a hero doesn't require a cape or superpowers. It only demands the bravery to choose light over darkness every single day. And that, my friends, is what truly changes everything. So when confronted with moments of moral challenge, keep this in mind. The potential for both good and evil resides within each of us. The real question isn't if darkness will come into our lives, but how we choose to react when it does. Will we give in, or will we stand tall? Will we inflict harm, or become healers? In the end, the battle between light and shadow isn't fought in some distant realm. It takes place within each of us. Recognizing our own capacity for darkness is not a cause for despair, but a call to courage. It is in the conscious choice to stand against cruelty, injustice, and indifference that we find our true strength. The path to healing the world begins with healing ourselves, one choice at a time. If this message resonated with you, take a moment to reflect on your own choices and share this video to inspire others. Together, we can shine a light on the shadows and build a more compassionate future.